Good afternoon, class. I hope all of your work is going well. I just wanted to show you a little bit of what I'm doing in my studio right now, because I know this class is very technical, and I think sometimes when you get bogged down with some of the technical parts of studying art, it's hard to connect to see how they're going to apply to something that's more creative. And for me personally, the creative is what's motivating, and so if you can see that connection between the technical and the creative, it helps you to push through some of the drudgery sometimes of the more technical things. So an example of having anatomical knowledge and the way that helps you to bridge gaps when you're doing a creative work would be when you have insufficient information in your reference image or reference material. Now, part of that can be solved by taking better reference material, but that's not what we're addressing in this class. This class we're addressing knowledge of anatomy. So here, I have my reference image of a hand, and since it was a part of a larger layer, a larger image, there's not a lot of information there. It's basically just a black blob with a few hints of where the fingertips are. So if we come over to here, what I'm painting, it's not quite done yet, but as you can see, I've fleshed out a lot more of the anatomical details, and that's because in this imaginary space that I'm creating, we have sunlight coming in, and it would be bouncing off the stone floor and giving me some very slight cold reflections underneath the bottom of the hand. And so I need to know where the knuckles would approximately land and where the planes of the hand would be, so I know how this might theoretically reflect. Also, even little details like the dimples at the base of each of the fingers, those angle outwards, and so this one is angling this way, that one's angling that way, and that one's angling that way. That is not information that was available in my reference image, but because I understand the anatomy of the hand, I'm able to add it back in to the image that I'm painting. And here's the final painting. As you can see, I've added the light from the candle, which wasn't in the original reference image, with some of that glowing through the fingers. Yet again, things you have to have structural knowledge for to interpret from a simple reference image.